There's been a big controversy on Twitter about adoptable pricing. If you guys don't know what an adopt is, it's something in the art world where somebody will design a character and then you can then adopt this character by paying money and then that character will then become yours. Although there is something called commercial rights you have to purchase on top of purchasing the adopt if you would like to make money off of it, as in become a VTuber. So this is the tweet in question. This is screenshotted by ArieVT. First off, please don't send hate to anybody involved in this scenario. Arie was not the person that wrote this tweet. So let me just back this up real quick. So this is the tweet in question, and this is the author, Hachi Himawari, who also goes by the Twitter handle Hamchiro. And they wrote, sorry if this triggers anyone, but 1K for an adoptable is crazy. I've been seeing a lot of adopt posts lately that range from 500 to 1K, and they just have a simple outfit on. Nothing really unique. I understand we all are trying to make money, but holy Jesus, ... And because they privated their account, I no longer can see the original tweet nor their replies, but we can see what other people had to say about this tweet. So we have Otterly Umi who writes, I think it's important to remember different people assign different things value based on their personal interests and tastes and budgets. What might seem insane or high to you for something, somebody else might absolutely adore and think it's 1000% worth the money. Just trying to provide some insight in a non-confrontational way. We have Raymine writing, art is a luxury and you don't need to buy it. People can price their own hard work however they like. I saw you say it was taking advantage, but of what? If they're open and clear about what the buyer would be receiving at that price and somebody makes a conscious decision to buy it anyways, why is it a concern for you? Lister Juice writes, artists can charge whatever they want, but whoever actually spends 1K for a generic design deserves to get made fun of. Akuji writes, I could buy like 50 new adopts for half of that. I could commission my favorite artist like 4 times for that. I could commission my favorite model maker for like 2 VTuber models for that. I could afford a new mic to replace my busted one with some of that. Cries. Kanachi writes, I'm confused how people read this and get to, quote, price shaming artists, end quote. All this reads to me as, quote, damn, that's a lot of money for what it is, end quote. For that amount of money, you can get a fully custom stuff for sure. Would be expensive in my books. Fishy writes, saying that's expensive for me is different to that's crazy, aka that person is bananas for charging that much. By the way, because OP privated their account, we can't see their replies. They had some interesting replies where they were kind of elaborating on their thoughts and feelings about that scenario, but I can no longer see it. Teeth VTuber writes, art is a luxury. No one is forcing anyone to buy it. So I don't see why in 2024 we are still price shaming artists. If it sells, then somebody clearly likes the design, even if you personally find it bland. Everything is subjective. And Kira Crow writes this. Dream Demon writes, doesn't help a lot of people say value your art and then tell everyone to jack up the prices. Like, yeah, value your art, but at market respected value, not above the quality rate. Cupcake Monster writes, my only thing is that it's not even fully rendered. Get your bag, but for 500 to 1K, at least finish the art and not leave it as a colored sketch. And Fishy writes, just guessing, the adopt in question was by Hex, and it wasn't only the adopt itself, but included other artworks, including animated ones. It was a whole package, not just the adopt itself. Even if it wasn't and it was just the adopt, that would have been fine too. And OP was replying, but we can't see OP's replies. I, by the way, saw this 3 hours ago, and then I had to do a sponsored stream, and then I ate lunch, and then by the time I was done with that, OP privated their account so I could no longer see it. I was like, dang, that was fast. I should have grabbed screenshots, that's my bad. What OP was basically writing is that, oh, it's not one person I was referring to. OP kept saying, in the last week, I have seen a bunch of people have adopts anywhere between 500 to 1K USD, and that they just felt like it wasn't really worth it. So they basically kept saying they weren't calling out one specific person. Whether we believe that or not, that is up to us to interpret, right? So they said something, and the Fishy writes, it's also demand. Hex has a big following. A lot of people want art from her. I understand it's a lot of money, but just like anything else, if I can't afford it, I move on. I don't shame the person for charging what they want to charge for their work. And then OP said something that we can't see, and probably stating, oh, it was not Hex. It was like, I was referring to a lot of people. Fishy is saying, well, it doesn't matter who it is. There's no use in complaining. That's like me crying about houses in California being more expensive than in Minnesota. So many things go into choosing how to price your work. They don't just willy-nilly put a price tag on it. Also, sorry if I'm sniffly. I am sick. But I upload daily YouTube videos, so I'm trying to get these videos out for y'all. So by Hex, this is the VTuber in question. Their Twitter handle is HexChew, and they go by the name Hex. Also, on a complete side note, this is a new account of theirs. They had like a separate account, and then they had an issue with that account that they were saying on stream. I listened to their VOD to try to get like their side of the story. They basically said that on their main account, one day they just got a random label stuck onto their account, which heavily restricted their account to where you can't even really see their profile photo. They were getting absolutely nerfed in the outreach. They bought Twitter Premium to try to go and contact support. Support gave them a middle finger. They feel like Twitter Premium is absolutely not worth it, discouraged everybody from buying it, and made this brand new account. So as I scroll all the way down onto their page, their tweet for the adopt, which potentially was the one that started this controversy is now deleted. They deleted it because they wanted to just kind of move past the negativity that was on that post. But this was the adopting question. So it is a celestial liquid fox that is part of Hex's liquid character sets. They have like a couple other liquid characters as well. By the way, again, please don't send hate to anybody, okay? Regardless if you think that this adopt was worth $1,000 or not, whatever, right? If you have money, you're entitled to spend your money on whatever you want to spend it on. I have made questionable purchases with my money, okay? I once spent $5,000 backing a game on Kickstarter because I thought the game was freaking cool, okay? So I am CEO of spending money in ways people might deem questionable. It's my money at the end of the day. It is not your money. So therefore, I will spend it the way I want to spend it. You can spend your money the way you want to spend it. And as long as we don't hurt people, that is all okay. So I don't want to see any hate also towards Celestia for what? Using their money to support an artist, but this was the adopting question. I wanted to see what else was offered as well. I was listening to Hex's stream where on their VOD, they were just kind of talking about the adopt, whatever, the process. Basically, another way the adopts work, by the way, two ways. You could either have one price and then you just pay that money and you buy it. Sometimes artists will do a bid system. So they'll have a starting bid and then minimum increments, as in like the starting bid might be $100 and you have to increment in increments of 10. And then after 24 hours, the highest bid wins. There is also a number called the auto buy number. So if you do a bid system, if you just want to auto buy it, you pay the highest price the artist sets. So in this case, Hex set the auto buy at $1,000. This included commercial rights from my understanding. So Celestial would be able to then take this model and make it into a VTuber model. So here are some things that Hex was writing about this adopt. Hex wrote, I was really nervous to price it that high, but my friends kept telling me to go high because she's gorgeous and detailed. Plus she comes with a lot of stuff and everybody's being so supportive. Hex then adds, also, I just looked at their post and it makes me really happy to see the people who know who they're talking about defending me and adding that I offered a lot of extras. If you did, thank you, I see you. And then in response again to the situation, Hex wrote, I'm gonna delete my post on it because I like to stay positive on my page, but reminder, art is a luxury. We should be uplifting artists in this world, especially with how hard we have to fight to even stay relevant. Thank you everyone for the kind words. And in response to people stating that the adopts were too expensive, they released a set of mini adopts for $20. And finally, here's some people's sentiments on it. We have Uyu Arts writing, I just hate how every day I see posts on here questioning artist prices. If you think it's too expensive, it's clearly not for you. No need to comment on it and just keep scrolling. No one is forcing anyone to buy something that is not a necessity. If they are not harming anyone or scamming anyone, what's the matter? Don't buy it, simple. Most artists barely make the money to pay for their living expenses, but they love what they do. Trust me, so who are you to comment on their prices? Buggy writes, no one forces you to pay it. Sounds like jealousy to me. Also, it's nothing new. DeviantArt days, I'd see adopts $750 to $1K regularly. But after all of this, what are your thoughts on the situation? We have some people who feel like, hey, it's Twitter, you're allowed to voice your opinion, and this is Hachi's opinion. They didn't name any names. They never actually implicated any artist in the situation. They never said it was Hex. From all of the replies that I read, which we cannot see anymore, they basically just felt like they wanted to say their 2 cents. And their account is on private, but we could see some of the tweets if you just look their name up on Google. It will give you some previews. And 11 hours ago, Hachi wrote, people really are getting pissed at me and blocking me all because I think 1K for an adoptimal is too much. Twitter is rough. Turning my account on private for a while. I don't mind people having different opinions of mine, but when people are being hostile, arguing, or saying out loud they unfollow me because of my post, it really hurts, honestly. I don't care if people unfollow or block, but can you at least keep it to yourself? And the other side of the coin is stating, hey, I mean, people are entitled to spend their money on whatever they would like to spend their money on. And if you may deem $1,000 for an adoptable too much, but to other people, they think it's completely worth it. So again, I'm curious on your thoughts at the end of the day on this scenario, and I will have Hex linked down below as well. They weren't explicitly named in the tweet, but their artwork is gorgeous, and if you would like to grab and adopt, if you can't afford their more expensive adopts, they did say they were going to release more mini adopts sometime soon. So anyways, if you like this video, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. I also stream on Twitch 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, Saturdays, 6 p.m. PST. And please like the fact that I'm sick, but I'm still filming videos for you guys. Anyways, I hope to catch you guys in another video or in my Twitch streams. Bye-bye.